being an outsider means being different from the person or situation or people or group that you are involved within. So being an outsider at work does not necessarily mean I'm black and I'm in a white environment. It does not necessarily mean I am foreign in an American environment. So being an outsider is more nuanced than that. So an outsider, you could be an outsider based on your ethnicity, nationality, race, identity, culture, heritage. Your identity would include your socio-economic status, your education, your gender, your sexual identity, and so on. So identity is all encompassing. Anyone who is different than the main group in that environment can be an outsider. So a woman in a male-dominated field is an outsider. They all may be American, they all may be white. So a woman on Wall Street is an outsider. If you are different from the sense that you are not welcomed based on what is the norm in behavior and actions and outings and where you go and what you eat and what sports you look at, you can be an outsider. Functioning in that environment could be extremely tedious for the person who is viewed as the outsider. From a corporate standpoint, what we try to do is ensure that the person who is in charge understands what it means to be an outsider and does things to include people so they are not viewed as outsiders by the group, and also are not they don't feel as outsiders, as individuals. So the outsider status is all encompassing. You could also be white and be an outsider. You could be French in an American environment. You could be British in an American environment. You could be a white African in an American environment. You could be Moroccan in France and be considered an outsider. You could be Algerian or Tunisian in France and be considered an outsider. You could be Portuguese in Brazil and be considered an outsider. You could be Venezuelan in Colombia and considered an outsider. So it's really all encompassing, and it has a lot to do with what you feel and how you feel. You could also be in your own land and be an outsider. So Chinese American in San Francisco can be considered an outsider if they get a job in Tennessee. The outsider status is about how you perceive yourself in an environment that is different and can be uncomfortable to your own, culturally, racially, gender-wise, sexual orientation, age, many different things.